Good morning. So it's a snow day today. We were expecting it yesterday and it didn't happen. So today's Friday and it's happening. And today's December 5th. It's happening and I'm excited. Snow in Northern Virginia shuts everything down. So I've been looking forward to things to be shut down. Although I work from home, when it's shut down, that means I need to stay home. Like it's a prescription. It is mandatory that I stay home. So I look forward to snow days. Anyways, if you are here, it's because you saw the title and you wanted to check out or listen to my story. So let's get into it. If you already haven't, please subscribe, share, and I will be sharing this journey with you all. There are so many people going through or experiencing whatever I am experiencing, and I am hoping that my story will be able to encourage somebody who has given up or on the verge of giving up not to, but hold on to the hope and the faith that comes with this journey. It can be very unpredictable, it is very hopeful. And so, yeah, that's what I'm here for. It's not to discredit any medical or any treatment out there for PCOS, but this is my life story, this is my journey and how I experienced it. So you may have similar stories or you may have something similar to mine, but this is my journey and I'm sharing my journey. So let's get into it. So, quick story about how I found out I had PCOS. If you already haven't watched, you should go back to watch what PCOS is about. It's polycystic ovarian syndrome. Or yes, go back to watch that video. And so I moved from Ghana to the US 25 years ago, close to 26 years ago. I think I was in my early 20s. Um, and so before moving to the US, I had a regular cycle. Again, go back to see what the PCOS does and what it means. It will help you understand some of the things I'm going to say in this video. And so for the first couple of, I think the first year, I started having issues with my cycle, which became irregular and which was abnormal for me because I started my cycle at I think 15, 16, and it was pretty normal, pretty on time. And so when it became abnormal and irregular, it was concerning. And so I went to see an OBGYN, and I remember that was my first time going to an OBGYN. Coming from Ghana, it wasn't something common at my age. That was what? At 15, going to see an OBGYN. But here, 20, going to see an OBGYN, that was my first time. Experience wasn't bad. Um, I am someone who always wants to know what's going on with me. So going to the doctor doesn't scare me. I'm going to get answers to whatever concerns I have. And so I'm not afraid. I don't like needles. I don't like medication. And so those things sometimes deter me from going to the medical facilities. But other than that, I don't have any anxiety going to see a doctor. And so I go in for the first time and they decide to do some blood work. They did pap smear for the first time. During that time, I wasn't sexually active, and so basically there was nothing to find. Everything was normal. Um, and so what they said was, well, it could be change of environment, and that's why the cycle is becoming irregular. So let's monitor it for a couple of months, and a couple of months go by the same thing. I don't really remember if it would come and wouldn't be regular. I don't remember that part. All I remember is it got to a point where it was so irregular they had to put me on medication. And so at that time, as I mentioned, I wasn't sexually active. And so they decided to start me on birth control pills. And so I started birth control pills As mentioned, I don't like taking medicine. And so, although I started medication, I wasn't consistent with it. And so, just like if you know how birth control is, you have first couple of days, then they is it the placebo, then you start over. Boy, even the regular pills I wasn't regular, let alone the placebo. So that fell through. But I continued with it for a while. Then I went back because it wasn't helping. So after taking the medication, the cycle come on. Then we went through the whole cycle for a couple of months. Then I went back and I said, nah, this everyday medication is not gonna work for me. I can't remember to take the medicine. I can't take medicine every day just for my cycle to come. So they decided to do Provera. And Provera was, I'm thinking 10 days. So you take 10 days, wait, your cycle comes, then we'll do another 10 days. It got to a point I gave up. I'm like, I am not going to take medication just for my cycle to come. So I stopped. And so when I stopped them, I did a Provera for a while. And so when I stopped the Provera, it was just whatever. If it comes, fine. If it doesn't, it wasn't, I wasn't in a relationship. Let me think. I wasn't in a committed relationship where I was looking to have kids or for me to be worried about my cycle coming. So I just left it alone. So that was when they diagnosed me with PCOS. And so at this time, I started having these symptoms. Excessive facial hair. It's in my family we have 5-5. In Ghana they call it 5-5, where you see strings of hair coming under the chin. My mom had it, my aunties had it, but mine wasn't 5-5. Mine, if I should go a couple of days or weeks without shaving my face, it will be a full grown beard. And so that was what I started experiencing: excessive facial hair. I wasn't someone who suffered with acne growing up. In high school, I'll have acne during my cycle, but it would be on my chest and my back. And I grew out of it. So the only symptoms or the major symptoms I had with PCOS was the facial hair, the bloating. I'll gain weight every other week. Growing up, I'll gain weight. And before the PCOS, I'll gain weight within a couple of days. I've lost it. I'll do minimum to lose weight. I don't have to change diet. So those were the symptoms. And so yeah, they labeled me with PCOS, and that's how I was diagnosed. And this was back in, I'm thinking 2000, late year of 2000. And so come back for part two.